Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the Fieldhouse at Anoka for the finale in the non-con Tornadoes as they play host to the Trojans of Duluth Central. Along with Steve Lukens, this is Bruce Frank. And Steve, the holiday break is wrapping itself up. Students will be back in class on Monday. Anoka had a successful holiday tournament, as did Duluth Central, and I think they'll both be raring to go.
I think to be a great end to a fine preseason. Anoka has shown again that they're going to be a powerhouse in the Twin Cities Suburban, and this will be a first for me, being able to coming down from the north, and I expect a great game.
Trojans out of the Lake Superior Conference. Teams to look at in that conference are Superior, Duluth East, and Duluth Central. And around the Twin Cities Suburban, Anoka's got to be the odds-on favorite, and Forest Lake. If you look at the Associated Press poll in Class AA boys basketball, Cretin-Durham Hall, with one loss, continues to lead the poll with 74 points, followed by Chaska, Rochester, John Marshall. A tie for fourth between Anoka and Elk River. Sixth ranked is Mounds View. Then it's Egan, Woodbury, the team that defeated Anoka in the Faribault tournament. Coon Rapids, a surprise team, ranks number 9. Chris Biggins' bunch 5-0 on the year. And then Duluth East rounds out the top 10. Steve, kind of a surprise. We've mentioned Coon Rapids in our pregame discussion. They didn't show up in the Metro poll, but the Associated Press took a long look at them in that number 9 spot.
They're certainly the surprise team of those 10. There's no question about it, with a group that is really a very small team with some experience, but really the top player in Vern Muir out for the year with a knee injury, but they have some people playing very well, and they won their holiday tournament, defeating 3 fairly decent teams. They beat a good Irondale team, and I know that Conrad Kettleson, their forward, came away with most valuable honors there.
Yeah, I think they opened with Minnehaha Academy, then met Irondale and defeated Robbinsdale Cooper in the championship game. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back and look at the starting lineups for the Trojans and the Tornadoes, both coming in 5-1, and we'll do that right after this 2-minute timeout.
Just 4 of the more than 40 program majors that can help you discover career success. Call 427-1880.
A&B Sporting Goods in Coon Rapids, serving the North Suburban area with top quality sporting goods for over 40 years. From the beginner to the pro, and no matter what the sport, soccer, basketball, softball, baseball, football, hockey, golf, racquetball, you'll find a complete line of equipment, apparel, and trophies at A&B Sporting Goods, and they service what they sell. Expert skate sharpening and repairs, restringing of tennis rackets, glove relacing, and more. A&B Sporting Goods, 11491 Hanson Boulevard, where the best deals in town are found all year round.
The name to remember for full automotive service you can always count on, Bob Ring, the Tire King, an Amoco Products dealer. Bob Ring will beat the best tire deals you can find anywhere, and they can keep your car running smoothly from brakes to tune-ups. If you need to pick up a loaf of bread or carton milk on your way home, stop at Bob Ring. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Fill up your car and get a free car wash. Bob Ring, the Tire King, located at Crooked Lake and Coon Rapids Boulevard.
Anoka Physical Therapy, providing quality personalized care for sports, home, work, and automobile-related physical injuries. Physical injuries need special attention by an experienced staff who care. Area athletes, coaches, and North Metro residents have come to depend on Jeff Farron and his 17 years of experience. Anoka Physical Therapy, offering professional care utilizing the most up-to-date methods to ensure speedy recovery. Anoka Physical Therapy, with 2 convenient offices in Anoka and Brooklyn Park, accepts most insurance plans. Call for an appointment, 427-0862.
Trojans of Duluth Central. Steve?
Duluth Central Trojans will come in with a bit of a smaller lineup in comparison to Anoka, but apparently a very high-scoring lineup. They start at 1 forward will be Don Ness, number 32. He's a 6'3 senior. At the other forward, we will have number 40, Eric Reinertsen. He's another 6'3" player. He's a junior. At the guards will be Todd Hansen, number 34. He's a 6'3" junior. And at the other guard, looks like we'll have Dave Berntsen, possibly 6'4". They have him listed as a forward or a guard. And then at center, we'll have a 6'3" senior, Mel Olson, number 54. So a lot of 6'3", 6'4" players, no real small ones, but not the giants that you'll see out on the floor from Anoka.
And they are a team that can light up the scoreboard, as they have scored well in excess of 80 points several times this year. How about for the home team, Dave Tank's Anoka Tornadoes?
The Tornadoes are going to come in tonight with the point guard, Troy Beckman, who's listed as a 6'5" senior. Very big point guard and really been a fine player for them so far this year. Then they really start a 3-forward lineup. Aaron Hatampa, the 6'3" senior, is really the small person in the lineup, another fine leaper. They got Brian Dowdy, who has started since he was in 9th grade. He's a 6'5" forward. And then Dan Novotny, a 6'5" forward, another large player who can really bang it around inside. And then the center, a person who I feel has made maybe the most gains this year for the Tornadoes, in Matt Adler, the 6'7" junior. Just a project a year ago has really turned into a force as a junior.
Yeah, the old cliche, he's come a long way, baby, and nothing is more true than Matt Adler, because last year I think Adler saw some limited playing time as Anoka had a veteran squad, the likes of Livingston, Roback, Ratty, and Johnson. Many of those players, of course, have graduated, and we're seeing a whole new starting lineup, but they're really just stepping right in and carrying forward in this fine Anoka tradition.
No question about it. And when you have a player like Brian Dowdy, who's been, he's would be the equivalent of a person out of high school, being a starter now for the 3rd year and still only a junior, I think he added that leadership even as a junior that they really needed to have. And then you have people like Aaron Hatampa and Troy Beckman step up as some really strong players who were just entirely JV players a year ago. I think they're getting play out of people that maybe they didn't count on, and it's really paying off. There's no question that Anoka is one of the top teams in the state.
And Adler leading the conference in scoring, averaging 19.2 points per game. We're going to now join our national anthem, brought to us by the University of Minnesota Marching Band under the direction of Dr. Frank Benkershudo. Our national anthem. We will take a break, and we'll be back with the opening tip-off for tonight's non-conference game right after this 2-minute timeout.
If you like good Italian cooking, I mean really good Italian, the time has come to see the folks at Totino's Italian Kitchen in Northeast Minneapolis. You'll love the fresh baked pizzas at Totino's. They use only natural, wholesome ingredients. Select from pepperoni, mushroom, sausage, anchovies, or a combination. You'll also find scrumptious ravioli, lasagna, spaghetti, and garlic bread. Whether eating in or taking out, you won't forget Totino's Italian Kitchen, located across from Banks on Central Avenue Northeast. Call Totino's Italian Kitchen today, 379-9105.
At Mark's Country Inn at Coon Rapids, we've got your game plan for great food 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Enjoy our breakfast buffet to start your day, or choose one of over 50 breakfast selections. Later in the day, try our new made-to-order pizza. Our Pizza Express buffet is served Monday through Friday lunch and Wednesday and Saturday night. At Mark's Country Inn, Highway 10 and Hanson Boulevard. And when shopping, don't forget our Northtown location. That's Mark's Country Inn Family Restaurants.
Family, wedding, graduation.
Remember with pictures, capture the moment.
Although we live in the age of the Instamatic, most people are aware that quality, when it comes to portraits, requires a professional. Bruce Lee Photography knows lighting, posing, the subtle details that make a portrait beautiful and memorable. Bruce Lee Photography of Coon Rapids, 755-7666.
Look back and remember with pictures.
92 marks the 38th year Art Goebel Ford has brought you selection, service, and satisfaction in quality Ford products. And what Fords they are, led by Crown Victoria, all new and better, followed by Taurus, totally restyled inside and out, or the F-Series pickups with added class and muscle. For a limited time, get APR financing as low as 4.8% or up to $1,000 cash back on selected models. Buy your new Ford from the recognized leader in selection, service, and satisfaction, Art Goebel Ford, Coon Rapids.
Jim Blomberg, who's been a mainstay in the northern suburbs for many years, is one official, and his partner tonight is Pat McCann, who'll be throwing the ball up for the opening tip.
Other games in the area tonight, Coon Rapids travels up Highway 10 in boys basketball. They will take on Elk River, again in a non-conference affair. Twin Cities Suburban Conference action opens next week, the first week after, or the first Friday after the students return to class. Ball is tipped by the Tornadoes into the hands of Novotny. Gets it to Dowdy. They work it inside, knocked away from Adler. Loose ball picked up by the Trojans, bringing it up number 34. That is Hansen over to the right wing. On top to Mel Olson, who comes out of the circle. Olson slated to start in the lane. Long jumpers, good by the left-hander. Todd Hansen hits the jumper. That's the first point of tonight's game.
Lighting it up right away. Hansen with beautiful arching motion on that jump shot. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Troy Beckman brings it up, deals it off left side, gets the return to Dowdy. Underneath, Adler squares up. Shot, which he hurried, comes away, and back comes Hansen for the Trojans.
Great job of sealing up there by Adler. He's just got to take his time and put that ball in the hole. He did a great job of going up and meeting the pass.
This is Olson up on top. Gets it, Hansen on the drive to the base. Skip pass to the free throw line. Jumper's good. That was Eric Reinertson with his first basket.
You can see why they have that reputation to lighten it up. Two beautiful jump shots. Great ball movement, kicking it in, kicking it out. Open jump shots, 4-0.
With it is the Tornadoes. Pass to Adler on the leap, and Adler goes well over his defender, comes down with the ball, and goes to the glass for the basket.
Great pass from Beckman there. Good anticipation, nice move by Adler.
This is Hansen, takes it to the lane, deals it off right side, jumper, a 14, in and out, back in. Ness hits the basket. He's got two. So the scoring divided now with Ness, Reinertson, and Hansen accounting for the 6 points for the Trojans. Novotny gets it back to the point guard for the Tornadoes, Troy Beckman. Into the corner, jumper fired up by Dowdy, hits the bucket.
How many times have we seen that already in 3 years? That great soft touch from the baseline, about a 10 or 12 footer. Really a mature player.
12 foot from the left base into the paint. Ball dealt back out. Olson, jumper fired up, short, tipped away, last touch by the Trojans as the ball went out of bounds off the hands of Eric Reinertson. So Anoka will get a throw in.
Little new look from the Trojans, which of course we could anticipate. With last year's tremendous athletes and speed, they pressured from end to end all the time and pushed the ball up the court. This year we see a little more half-court defense with those big kids, but still pressuring once the ball is in the offensive end for the opponent.
Beckman deals it off to Novotny. number 53. They work it underneath, look for the open man, and put it up and in. Hitting the basket was Aaron Hatampa. We're going to have a foul in the lane. The charge on Olson. Mel Olson commits the personal foul. The 6'3" center, number 54, picks up the first foul of the basketball game. That comes at 5:03. Time remaining here in the first quarter with the score tied at 6. Beckman takes it to the left side. He's crowded. Deals the ball to Dowdy, who comes out on top. Takes it to the free throw line. Looks to Adler. Adler back to the basket. Back, Dowdy open. His jumper, short. And the rebound comes out deep to Reinertsen.
Long shot that time by Dowdy.
Hansen, the left-hander, too strong. Ricochets off the iron, but we get a whistle and we're going to have a foul called. Picking up the personal foul will be Troy Beckman. And going to the free throw line for will be number 34, Todd Hansen. He'll shoot 2.
I'm impressed right now with Beckman's ability to run this offense. He does a great job of getting in near the free throw line and getting the defender on his side and giving him an opportunity to lob those passes into the inside. And of course, with that size, that puts Central at an immediate disadvantage.
First free throw's good, so he goes 1 for 2 as the second is short. Makes it a 7-6 Central lead. Beckman gives the indication with the finger in the air indicating the play. Brings it up right side. Dowdy comes out top of the circle. Back to Beckman, works it to the left side. Bounce pass for the open man. Nice give and go. Dan Novotny comes back door on the bounce pass and hits the
for Beckman, doing a great job of penetrating and dishing off the ball, and a nice soft touch there.
Anoka's first lead of the game, and as it comes out, the basket is up and hit by Burnson. So Dave Burnson gets himself in the scorebook, and that makes it a 10-8 game, as that was a three-pointer.
That 6'4" forward can go outside. That was about a 21-foot shot. Great. Again, I'm really impressed with the ability to shoot. Perfect motion, nice high arching shots. Obviously spent a lot of time on those cold winter nights doing the shooting.
Beckman's shot won't go on the feed from Tampa. Shot short, put back no good. Dowdy goes back up again, and this time he's clobbered as he goes to the cylinder, and he will go to the free throw line. And 3:27, the time remaining here in the first quarter. The Tornadoes will go to the charity stripe and try to tie the ball game.
Of course, that's the nightmare that Central doesn't want to live through right there, is giving 3 or 4 shots to the Tornadoes. One thing that Dowdy will have to do is get that ball, keep it up near his chest, to go right back to the hole. He can't bring it down low where those smaller players can get at it. I think he would have converted the very first rebound had he not brought it down and let Hands get on the ball. But be it as it is, he's at the line with 2.
Missed the first. Goes back and tries to cut the lead to 1, and does.
Nice smooth motion.
Dowdy with 3. One of the things that Central has done is spread the scoring around. Hansen on the drive, shot no good. Rebound brought down by Hatampa, and back come the Tornadoes. Beckman back to the basket, swings it over to the right side into Adler. Adler took it to the floor, and as Steve said, it had it knocked away as he went to the dribble.
A couple of violations possibly there. A little bit of a foul and maybe a travel. Nice block there by Adler.
He put it right back in Reinertsen's face.
And keep this outside. Shoot the 18-footer. Don't bring that stuff in here.
That's right. You're in my territory now. Bounce pass into Reinertsen. Reinertsen at three-point level.
Pass.
Nice pass. And I think the shooter was so surprised he was that open that he blew the shot and flipped up an air ball.
I'll tell you, that's the presence of a 6'7" center.
Dowdy open. His shot won't go. Rebound pulled down by number 32. That's Todd Hansen. And back comes the Trojans. They work it inside. No go as Reinertsen's shot won't drop. Oh, that time it was number 50, Burnson, who let the shot go.
2 passes
Adler,
in a row.
turn around, fade away off the glass. Too strong. Hansen with the board. Left-hander's pass goes off the knee of Beckman and out of bounds along the near side. Central will pass it in with 2:15 left here in the first quarter. They lead it 10-9.
Two nice passes in a row by Eric Reinertson, getting the ball down low. Bernston a little bit slow in getting the ball up on the rim. And then, like you say, I think intimidated a little bit, thinking there was going to be somebody there to swat it away. He should have 4 points. Instead, comes away with 0.
Mike Zwak off the bench, their coach for the Trojans in his 10th year in the program, 7th year as head coach, shouting instructions. Pass over to the right side. Almost intercepted.
Oh, another
inside,
nice
pass. As coming down the lane was Olson, and he got a nice assist, and Olson goes to the basket, puts it up and in.
Reinertson's very impressive at this point. Great vision on all 3 of those passes.
Adler had it knocked away, and coming back will be Hansen. He goes up this time with the right hand and puts it up and in. Todd Hansen with the bucket. That makes it 14-9 as we're down to a minute and a half left here in the first quarter.
See some interesting things employed here by both teams.
Nice lob inside as they find Dan Novotny on that lob, and Novotny immediately goes to the basket and hits the 2.
Anoka going with a 1-4 offense where they can get some backdoor passes, and Anoka going with, the Duluth Central going with a entirely perimeter offense where you have nobody inside and they're looking for backdoor cuts, pass and pick, looking for that jump shot, and if they can, they cut backdoor across, and that's where you've seen the great passes so far by Reinertson on the backdoor cuts across court. Real good strategy employed here by Duluth Central.
Pass over to the right side. Now back out to Hansen. Takes it in, avoids a defender. Fires a shot up. It hangs on the rim. Won't go. And the Tornadoes look to make the save off the hands of Adler. Ahead in the front court. And who do they find? All alone was Matt Adler. And he gets another basket.
First substitution of the game, Todd Larson, the 6'3 senior, in for Anoka. Step up the defensive tempo a little bit.
Into the paint. Jumper. Too long. Run down by Reinertson. Takes it to the dribble right side. This is O'Neal Olson, number 54. Shot won't go. Tipped up. And almost a beautiful backdoor tip. The player came from inside out to get a tip, but the shot doesn't drop.
Todd Hansen way above the rim, showing great athletic ability.
This is Larson with it, who Steve mentioned checked into the game. Jumper from the right base, in and out. Won't drop as Tampa couldn't get it to go. Hansen hits the mid-court line and lets a shot go that's well short as the first quarter comes to an end with Central leading Anoka by a score of 14-13. Back with more basketball action from the Fieldhouse in 60 seconds.
Of all the things you could give her, one of the most precious would be life insurance on yourself, because no matter what happens, her financial future is secure. A reminder from American Family. You don't buy life insurance for you.
Good night, Daddy.
You buy it for her.
Whatever your sport, for 10 years, Copeland Physical Therapy has been providing high school sports medicine for all high school athletes. Copeland's program consists of athletic trainer coverage, sports medicine physician referral, and physical therapy care. Call today for a free physical therapy evaluation, 421-4018, and you will receive the same professional care as the North Stars and the Twins. Call today, 421-4018.
Along with Steve Lukens, Bruce Frank back with you at the Fieldhouse at Anoka. And at the end of the first quarter, we've had some substitutions. We'll pick them up for the Trojans.
Looks like number 44, Isaac Effinger, is in. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Eric, or Isaac.
And Don Neschek's back into the game, number 32. On the drive from the right base, shot is put up and in. That was Burnson, Dave Burnson with the basket.
Nice
the
strong
sophomore
move.
At 6'4". Shows good strength driving that base. Beckman over to the left side. Lob inside, shot put up and in. That was Novotny with the basket. Novotny, Steve, knows what to do with the basketball when he gets that pass
No question
inside.
about it. He gets the ball, and he's been schooled. You go right to the hole, and you either get fouled or you put it in, and that's what he's done so far. Great strength, big body.
Ball over on the right side. Hansen's shot just short. Rebound comes down to the Tornadoes. Beckman being challenged by Hansen in the backcourt. Defeats the defense, and then the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Trojans. Dowdy will throw it in front court along the near side. Looks for the open man. Tornadoes with their original starting lineup in. Tampa had a notion. Now Dowdy with it, takes it in the lane on the drive, puts it up and in.
Nice athletic move there by Brian Dowdy. No help defensively. Adler's player did not come off and help, and Dowdy went after the first move uncontested with a great layup.
Nice little underhand layup. Makes the score 17-16 in favor of the Tornadoes. On the drive, Reinertsen shot rolls around the oval and comes out, but en route he gets fouled, and he will go to the free throw line. I know they're going to say a non-shooting foul, and on the throw-in will be Burnson.
Little foul on the way to the hole there. Little body out of position, bumped him on the baseline.
Tampa picks up the shot.
Inbound.
Oh my. Tornadoes did not pick up Reinertsen on the inbound pass.
No
and
talking
he hits
there on
easy
defense.
bucket.
The back pick down to the block and up for an easy layup.
Side shot no good. Adler with it, put back, and the shot is good by Beckman. Anoka using their height to their advantage as they had 3 shots from the paint. Reinertsen's shot in and out won't go. A whistle and a foul. And I think that foul will come on number 44, Isaac Effinger, who went over the back. His first third-team foul on the Trojans.
I'm sure right now that Coach Zwack is a little bit concerned about the blocking out of the Trojans. That's certainly going to be a conversation point at halftime. No question that there's a domination going on the boards, and it's Anoka's favor.
Tornadoes handle the pressure. Jumper left side, no good. Tipped up. Adler with the rebound, and he on the putback. He's fouled and will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. It was Isaac Effinger picking up the personal foul, his second. That comes with 5.5 minutes left in the second quarter.
Almost like a volleyball game for volleyball match for Anoka under the basket. It's just tip, 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 and get fouled or put it in. And the Trojans are going to have to get a little more physical. They're playing great finesse ball on the offensive end. Defensively, they're a little bit passive, not getting bodies on those big people, and that ends up converting to points for Anoka.
Adler hits the first free throw, gets ready to shoot the second. Tornadoes with their biggest lead of the basketball game, 2, and thought maybe 3, but that shot won't go. And Reinertsen comes down with a board. Brings it in the front court, right side. On the drive to the base, shot hangs on the rim and then won't drop, and we get a whistle and a foul called underneath. That is on Effinger, so he just came into the ball game, Stephen. He's quickly picked up 3 fouls.
And maybe he's that physical player that we were talking about, but I don't think that's the kind of physicalness they need. He's in for 2 minutes and 20 seconds and has 3 personals.
Probably a middle linebacker in football. It just can't avoid that contact.
And playing like it right now.
Bringing the ball up is Tampa. Gets it over to Dowdy. They work it into Adler. Adler turns. And a traveling call on Matt Adler.
And I thought
he was double teamed and got forced to travel.
Adler a little frustrated thinking fouls are going on, and there are some slaps going on, but that's the 3rd time he's traveled, 1st time he's been caught, so I don't think he has too much to complain about.
Mark Bozer goes to the scorer's table for Anoka. He'll check in at the next whistle. This is Olsen with it. Working to the right base, shot no good. The Tornadoes hit the boards. Again, this is Beckman, the point guard, who's hitting the backboards hard on the defensive end. He drives the lane, deals it off to Adler, who hits the bucket.
Nice pass and a good strong move that time by Adler. No hesitation. That's what he's got to do. Take it right to the hole.
Adler does well defensively as he cut Burnson off, who's going to drive the base. He just got there in established position and cut him off. We get a whistle and a foul called on the Tornadoes. That'll be the 3rd team foul on Anoka. Aaron Hatampa, his second personal. As I said, the third team foul on Anoka. Boser into the game, replacing Adler, who gets a rest.
With this height difference, it's becoming apparent that Duluth Central is going to have to shoot about 60% because they're not getting any second shots. If they make the first, they're going to be in this ball game. Otherwise, it's going to be going on the defensive end.
Reinertsen for three. 22-footer by Reinertsen. Well back from that three-point line. Makes it 22-21 in favor of the Tornadoes.
Those three-pointers put you in position in a hurry. A great steal here. All the way down, Ness. A rare offensive rebound.
Ness had his shot partially blocked, and the Tornadoes come away with it. So Duluth Central unable to convert on the turnover, and back come the Tornadoes on the drive, going strong to the basket was number 33 for Anoka. That is Troy Beckman, and he will go to the free throw line and shoot two. Picking up the personal foul will be number 50, Dave Burnson.
That's the first time we've seen weak side help where a player from Duluth Central has gone across the lane to try and help defensively, but again, stopped one step short. Instead of getting all the way to the block and cutting off the opponent, he stops a step short and reaches, and that's where you get those fouls. I'll call that every time underneath.
Beckman misses the first free throw. He'll shoot the second. Try to pad this lead to two. It's been a two-point game for Anoka, and he misses both free throws. Rebound down into the hands of Hansen. Hansen, no hurry, as he hits the line with 3:50 left here in the second quarter. Watched by Beckman. Over on the right side, back to Hansen. Find the open man. A three-pointer is good. Again, they find the man. This time it's Reinertsen open for three. Makes it 24-22 Central. Oh, nice pass inside. Credit that play to number 35, Hatampa, who found the man open underneath, and he gets the easy bucket.
Great backdoor cut there by Beckman. Great vision by Hatampa.
Dowdy on the break. Has it knocked away, ball out of bounds. Last touch by Dowdy.
Didn't spread the court very well there. They had the fast break opportunity, a 2-on-1. Didn't spread the court. Dowdy had to take it all the way, and it wasn't a very good effort on the layup.
Central wants to talk things over with 3:10 remaining here in the second quarter. They take a timeout. We're tied at 24. Back with more basketball in 60 seconds.
The Anoka office of Edina Realty has been hard at work living up to its reputation as the #1 home seller in Minnesota. And if numbers talk, listen to theirs. In the first 6 months of this year, Edina Realty was involved in 46% of all home sales in the Anoka area. That's more than twice as many as their nearest competitor. You don't earn numbers like that without providing the best possible service available. Give them a call and find out what great customer service is all about.
For fresh, early morning coffee and that morning donut, come to Mr. Donut. Relax inside with friends or take out. Choose from several kinds of donuts, Bismarcks, and pastries. For large parties, call in, and your order will be ready for pickup on the next day. Mr. Donut of Coon Rapids, located at Foley and Northdale Boulevard.
Timeout is over. We are back to play, and at the timeout, Matt Adler checks back in for Anoka. So it'll be Adler, Dowdy, along with Novotny, Hatampa, and Beckman out on the floor for the Tornadoes.
Back to their starting lineup. I think they're really going to step up the offensive pressure here. Dave Tank, the coach for Anoka, looked very, very serious in his conversation on the sideline, and the pressure is picked up immediately.
This is Hatampa. Get it out on top to number 53, Novotny. Dowdy with it. Right-hand dribble, brings it over on the right side. He looks in, nothing there. Skip pass to Dowdy. Puts it up. Shot won't go, and I think he's going to get called on an offensive foul.
I thought it was an offensive foul too, but they called the travel. So probably to Dowdy's benefit there that it was just the turnover and not the foul.
Yeah, I thought he used the body, but as Steve said, traveling call, and Here's just a little lack of attention by Ness. Ness was looking one way, the ball came the other. It goes out of bounds on the turnover, goes to the Tornadoes.
We've seen the opposite result that coaches want after timeouts. We've seen 3 straight turnovers, 2 by the Trojans and 1 by the Tornadoes. I think we wanted a little more control there here than this. I think the coaches are a little concerned.
I think so too. Inside to Adler. Adler takes in the lane, 1 dribble, puts it up, shot short. In heavy traffic, muscles his way up, knocked around, and the loose ball pulled down by Hansen.
Notice there how Adler, even though he did miss 2, kept the ball up high really nicely, had 2 very good looks at the basket. Usually he'll convert those.
On the drive, we're going to have a jump ball, as driving the baseline was Reinertsen for the Trojans, and we get a jump ball on the alternate possession rule. It'll be out of bounds to Anoka. A Tampa to Beckman. Beckman with the left-hand dribble. Takes it to the left side, drives the lane, whistle, and the Tornadoes turn it over. So, Steve, you mentioned it. Neither team able to take advantage of the timeout.
Well, we've had turnovers there. I don't think Beckman realized that Dowdy was out of bounds there. He made a nice pass to him, but he was 2 feet out of bounds.
Olsen with it. Reinertsen, his jumper in and out won't go. Dowdy skies and jerks the rebound away.
Still a nice looking jump shot there. Reinertsen has a very nice smooth motion on his jumper. First one he's missed from the perimeter.
The shot put up short, taken by Novotny.
Great block out there by Mel Olsen. That's what they have to do, is get the body on these bigger guys and get that rebound.
Hansen with a fadeaway jumper, and it's good. 26-24. Central leads in the final minute here of the second quarter. Beckman hits the 10-second line.
Got kind
Looks
of
into the lane, and he's going to be fouled. We're going to have a foul called. I think on Anoka. Dan Novotny away from the ball picks up the personal foul. His first 4th team foul.
You see that they're employing, Anoka's employing kind of a medium post 1-4 like we mentioned earlier, kind of getting themselves out of position more with the dribble. I think that Coach Tank wants them to do a little more passing and a little less dribbling.
Hansen into the lane, the left-hander shot no good.
Nice strong rebound there by Matt Adler. No question who wanted that ball.
25 seconds left here in the quarter.
Here you see that 1-4 again. Backdoor picks, they cut all the way across with Dowdy looking for that jump shot. And there again, the ball's on the floor instead of in the hands of the shooter.
A Tampa gets it to Novotny. Novotny forces a shot. That won't go.
Olsen got away with a butcher
back with
job.
5 seconds. Deals it off. Shot fired up short. And there's the horn. That's the end of the first half with a final score. Duluth Central 26, Anoka 24. Back with an individual scoring summary in 2 minutes.
Central TV and Appliance and RCA have combined to offer you savings on RCA camcorders and big screen TVs. Record those special moments, weddings, birthdays, and holidays on your RCA camcorder. Enjoy your favorite sports, football, basketball, or baseball, even more on a large selection of big screen TVs. Financing is available at Central TV and Appliance, 2 blocks west of Mercy Hospital in Coon Rapids.
A&B Sporting Goods in Coon Rapids, serving the north suburban area with top quality sporting goods for over 40 years. From the beginner to the pro, and no matter what the sport, soccer, basketball, softball, baseball, football, hockey, golf, racquetball, you'll find a complete line of equipment, apparel, and trophies at A&B Sporting Goods, and they service what they sell. Expert skate sharpening and repairs, restringing of tennis rackets, glove relacing, and more. A&B Sporting Goods, 11491 Hanson Boulevard, where the best deals in town are found all year round. Anoka Physical Therapy, providing quality personalized care for sports, home, work, and automobile-related physical injuries. Physical injuries need special attention by an experienced staff who care. Area athletes, coaches, and North Metro residents have come to depend on Jeff Farron and his 17 years of experience. Anoka Physical Therapy, offering professional care utilizing the most up-to-date methods to ensure speedy recovery. Anoka Physical Therapy, with 2 convenient offices in Anoka and Brooklyn Park, accepts most insurance plans. Call for an appointment, 427-0862.
The name to remember for full automotive service you can always count on, Bob Ring the Tire King, an Amoco Products dealer. Bob Ring will beat the best tire deals you can find anywhere, and they can keep your car running smoothly from brakes to tune-ups. If you need to pick up a loaf of bread or carton of milk on your way home, stop at Bob Ring's Amoco Food Shop. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Fill up your car and get a free car wash. Bob Ring, the Tire King, located at Crooked Lake and Coon Rapids Boulevard.
Our score at intermission is Duluth Central 26, Anoka 24. Here's Steve Lukens with the individual scoring. Steve?
Kind of an up and down half so far. We had some real strong scoring early in the game with an 8-6 out in the start, and then kind of a dry spell at the end of the first, an explosive early second, and then a very dry last 4 minutes of the second quarter as neither team could convert. It was a turnover fest here for the last few minutes, but to round out the scoring, the leading all scorers right now with 10 is Eric Reinertson for Duluth Central. Also contributing 7 points for Duluth Central is Todd Hansen, the 6'3 junior. We have Dave Bernardson, the 6'4 center, contributing 5, and then 2 apiece from Don Ness and Mel Olson. The only one with foul trouble right now is Isaac Effinger, who had 3 in about 2 minutes in the first half. Over to Anoka. Leading scorer for Anoka right now is Matt Adler with 7. Then we have Dan Novotny, the 6'5 senior, with 6. Brian Dowdy coming in with 5. Troy Beckman 4. And Aaron Hatampa has 2. And also 2 fouls on Hatampa, who's probably been one of their most consistent players so far. But the shots aren't falling right now for either side. I think Anoka's getting the shots that they want inside, but you're seeing some scrappy, slapping type defense inside. Now from Central, I think the officials are letting the game go. And I think Coach Zwak is doing a smart thing to tell his players, hey, slap and reach in there and body them and do whatever you can to distract them. And Anoka's missed some shots. On the other end, you've seen a lot of perimeter shooting with Duluth Central throwing up a lot of jump shots. They're getting more inside shots, I think, than they anticipated getting. And what you end up with is with that big 6'7 and 6'5 inside, they're hurrying shots, not converting the easy ones. They're making the three-pointers with 3 of them in the first half.
They've got some nice three-point shooters. Beautiful form. They square up, take aim, and just drop them right in. And that's been the case in the first half. Well, we'll be back with the second half of play here from Anoka, and we'll do that right after this timeout.
If you like good Italian cooking, I mean really good Italian, the time has come to see the folks at Totino's Italian Kitchen in Northeast Minneapolis. You'll love the fresh baked pizzas at Totino's. They use only natural, wholesome ingredients. Select from pepperoni, mushroom, sausage, anchovies, or a combination. You'll also find scrumptious ravioli, lasagna, spaghetti, and garlic bread. Whether eating in or taking out, you won't forget Totino's Italian Kitchen, located across from Banks on Central Avenue Northeast. Call Totino's Italian Kitchen today, 379-9105.
Family, wedding, graduation.
Remember with pictures, capture the moment.
Although we live in the age of the Instamatic, most people are aware that quality, when it comes to portraits, requires a professional. Bruce Lee Photography knows lighting, posing, the subtle details that make a portrait beautiful and memorable. Bruce Lee Photography of Coon Rapids, 755-7666.
Look back and remember with pictures.
At Mark's Country Inn at Coon Rapids, we've got your game plan for great food 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Enjoy our breakfast buffet to start your day, or choose one of over 50 breakfast selections. Later in the day, try our new made-to-order pizza. Our Pizza Express buffet is served Monday through Friday lunch and Wednesday and Saturday night. At Mark's Country Inn, Highway 10 and Hanson Boulevard. And when shopping, don't forget our Northtown location. That's Mark's Country Inn Family Restaurants.
Just 4 of the more than 40 program majors that can help you discover career success. Call 427-1880.
Let's put you in the locker rooms of these two teams. And what do you tell your ball club if you're Coach Mike Zwak?
I think Mike was telling his team to come down, continue to spread the floor, be confident on the jump shots. I think he's more concerned about the defensive end. Even though they've held Anoka to 26, he's got to be concerned about their help side defense. Anoka's getting the ball at the medium post, taking the ball strong to the basket, and the weak side help hasn't been there. So I'm sure you'll see a defensive adjustment by Duluth Central, and Anoka's just got to be more powerful inside and be confident as they go to the hole with the basket.
This is Burnson with it. Gets the ball to Hansen. Hansen on the dribble. Watched by Beckman. Olsen. Challenged by Adler. Ball stolen. Beckman will go in for the layup. And the shot won't go. Tipped up, put back, no. And the Central comes down with a rebound.
Boy, a lot of really solid opportunities. That's the first really ill-advised pass that Reinertsen's thrown, and it really should have been two. They had good opportunities there.
Shot partially blocked, taken by Burnson, and it was blocked. It'll be out of bounds.
Adler sending another message. Keep it outside.
That's the second block by Adler.
That's the last thing that the Trojans needed, too, is to get another big stuff like that. Now they'll be intimidated for the rest of this quarter going inside, and that's the presence of an Adler.
Outcourt pass to Hansen. He drives the lane, deals it off to Ness, who now has 4 points. 28-24, the Trojans up by 4 as we approach the 7-minute mark.
I eat my words immediately, saying they won't go inside with confidence, and then Ness turns around and real strong, confident move inside.
Tampa gets the ball to Beckman. This is Adler. Adler has it knocked away, and then they tried to backdoor with Tampa. Pass is intercepted, and back comes Hansen. His bounce pass, not touched by the Tornadoes, goes over the end line, and it'll be Anoka's ball in the backcourt.
Nice diving effort on the steal there by Don Ness. I think he's came up hobbling a little bit, kind of holding his hip. I don't know if he's hurt very seriously, but that was a good steal.
Dowdy inbounds to Beckman. Central retreats out of their pressure. Beckman back to the basket, top of the circle. Over on the left side to Tampa. To Adler. Adler had a notion. Gets it to Dowdy. Dowdy into the lane. Double pump. Shot won't go. And the rebound pulled down by Hansen.
Some frustration there. Brian has got to take that ball up on the first move instead of double pumping. He's a big, strong guy. He'll get fouled in most of those situations.
This is Ness. Ness almost got called for double dribble. And a shot from the corner. And a whistle and a foul called. That will be on Troy Beckman, number 33. For Beckman, his second. First team foul on Anoka in the second half. That comes with 5:55 remaining here in the third quarter. Ness goes to the free throw. Hansen goes to the free throw line to try and increase this lead from 4 now to 5.
Really been poor free throw shooting by both teams here when they've gotten to the stripe. I think both teams are under the 50% mark for free throws for the game.
Second free throw by the Southpaw is good.
Nice touch there.
Central picks him up in the backcourt, waits for Anoka to inbound, and then they backpedal. Ball dealt off. Open Tampa. He hits the jumper from the left side.
A risky move when you go for that steal out front. You either got to make it or you better be assured you've got help, and he had neither.
No support on that defense. To Ness. Ness forces a shot. In and out won't go. Adler comes down with a rebound. And over the back was Burnson as he went over the back of Adler. For Burnson, his second personal.
Nice job there. Adler had great position. It was an ill-advised attempt by Burnson to go for that ball. That's the situation where you just say, all right, it's yours. I'll go after it next time.
Right. Into Beckman. Beckman takes his time as he brings it up. 6'5" point guard. Deals it to Dowdy. Finds the cutter in the lane. Good pass. And we get a foul called, and going to the free throw line will be Aaron Hatampa to shoot 2.
Great backdoor cut by Hatampa there. Really, if Dowdy bobbled the ball a little bit, Hatampa was ready earlier. He bobbled it and got the pass a little later. That would have been an uncontested layup, but still a great job of getting the ball and going up with confidence, even though you're the smallest player on the team.
Olsen picks up his second personal of the game. There's the first free throw. In and out.
The foul shots continue to elude Anoka. Right now they're at they're 2 for 7 from the line.
3 for 8 as he cashes 1 of 2 to cut the lead now to 29-27 in favor of the Trojans. Hansen being watched by Beckman. Bounce pass. Reinertsen. Shot won't go. Rebound comes out high to Adler. Adler leaves it for Beckman. Tornadoes can tie it with a basket on this possession. Tampa looks for the open man. Nobody there. He's going to get called for a lane violation.
Extending that pressure defense, a 5-second call there. That's a tough place to dribble into from the wing and then pick up your dribble unless you're facing the basket. He kind of was facing the sideline and really wasn't in position to see half the court, and he couldn't get a pass to the people on the baseline, and the 5-second call turns it over.
Checking in at that buzzer was Effinger. He's the only player Steve mentioned earlier in foul trouble. He has 3. Saw spot duty about 2.5 minutes in the first half.
Hansen goes inside, and Adler made a very nice block on the double pump. Adler stayed with Hansen.
Hansen
real close foul.
He almost needed a new spot to wear his cap.
A triple pump there, maybe just going in and dunking the ball would have been the only way to get that by Adler.
Hansen makes the first. Makes it a 30-27 game. 4:41 the time remaining here in the third period. Second one is good.
Smooth rhythm there. Looks to be their best free throw shooters. He's 4 for 5 from the line so far today.
Tampa with the ball, brings it up. He's picked up by Ness. The cutter is Dowdy. And Dowdy, backdoor pass as he drives the baseline, gets the pass from Tampa and hits the easy basket.
Again, no help from the people who are guarding the high post. The traveling on the baseline.
Ball on Effinger.
Anoka's going with this 1-4. Dowdy cutting freely back door. The person who's defending against Adler, that's Bernston, isn't dropping off to help, and Dowdy's essentially getting uncontested layups anytime he wants them on the back door.
This is Tampa. Takes it to the free throw lane. Adler looks for the cutter. This time Effinger was there with the intercept, and back comes Central on the break. Hansen pulls it out. Now takes it to the free throw line. Deals it off to Burnson. And back come the Tornadoes. Oh my. Dan Novotny hits the basket. Pretty shot as he just kind of threw that one up, driving the lane. And Dowdy picks up a foul.
That was real close. But that's one of the few situations in basketball where it's a judgment call, and occasionally, even though you think you have position, the officials are in great position to make that call, and you can't argue with it.
Dowdy's first personal, game tied at 31.
Seeing a little up-tempo game right now by the Trojans at Duluth Central. Anoka content to just slow it down and go for the backdoor cuts and lay it up. The Trojans, I think, are interested in picking up the pace and trying to get these bigger guys a little bit more tired as they go into the fourth quarter. It looked like a very well-conditioned team from Duluth Central.
Beckman goes to the bench to talk things over with Coach Tank. Working on top, this is Hansen. Find the open man, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul called as the pass went into Burnson, and he's fouled on the play by Novotny. Non-shooting foul. I'm going to say it's a shooting foul. So Burnson will go to the free throw line for Novotny, his second, fourth team foul on Anoka here in the second half.
Interesting style right now by Duluth Central. They are taking the ball right to the basket and forcing Anoka to block shots or commit fouls. And maybe that was what they thought they couldn't do in the first half and decided after seeing the play that we're going to take it right at them, and it's been successful if they make their free throws.
Sophomore misses the first. Second free throw is short. Adler jerks down the rebound.
It's as good as a block shot there. Come away with no points.
3:20 the time remaining here in the quarter. Novotny into the lane. Tampa runs it down. Double teamed to Dowdy. Dowdy will settle it down as he gets it to Beckman.
Anoka doing a lot of standing right now, not moving like they were early in the quarter.
On the drive.
Nice move.
Nice basket by Aaron Hatampa.
Tampa's kind of been a spark plug here for him in the second half. He has 5 points already this quarter.
Anoka with a lead. First one of the second half.
Constant motion again here at Duluth Central. Constantly moving, constantly moving. Oh.
Jumper from the paint. Taking it in the lane was Reinertsen. Got a nice pass. Squared up and drilled a jumper from 12.
And now, oh, good long pass. Somebody fell asleep.
Baseball pass. About three-quarter court. And Anoka finds Novotny all alone. And he hits the bunny.
That's the kind of pressure defense that coaches don't like to see. Getting two people out of position.
Reinertsen comes right back and hits a three. Makes it 36-35 as we've got just less than 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter.
Eric Reinertsen starting to put on a show here for the crowd. He's got such nice touch and great leaping ability on the jump shot.
Beckman into the paint. Shot won't go. Tipped up. No good. Hansen with a board. He'll bring it down left side. On the drive. And Adler rejected that shot. Tornadoes try to make the save. Effinger had it knocked away. And Central wants to set things up. Ness with it.
Wild disarray there. His ball was flying all over the place. Oh, another
ball stolen by Dowdy. He'll take it in. And as he goes to the basket, he's fouled from behind and will go to the free throw line and shoot two. I guess you got to make that play defensively, Steve. You can't let him hit the basket.
No question about it. I was a little surprised. It seemed like Dowdy slowed up to allow him, maybe looking for the three-point play. I think in a game like this, he busted to the basket, go for the two. Now, maybe he was playing against a faster athlete there, but it looked like he geared down a little bit looking for the foul.
Larson and Nelson check in for Anoka. Mark Nelson seeing his first playing time. Nelson wears number 31, Larson number 25.
And yet another 6'3" player. They just keep filing him in off the bench. 6'3", 6'5". It's amazing. This is the 8th player we've seen, and the shortest one's been 6'3" for Anoka.
The Tornadoes give their backcourt players a breather. Tampa and Beckman. They'll probably sit out the remainder of the third quarter, which has 1:17 left, and come back for the fourth.
Yeah.
Dowdy makes them both. Anoka with a 1-point lead. Hansen.
Spread it and motion offense again.
Oh, my! Adler came from left field, got up and delivered that ball 5 rows into the seats.
That's 5 block shots now from Matt Adler. And that one was maybe the nicest of all with a great jumping ability on the perimeter.
Came from nowhere to make that block. The Tornadoes with the steal. Dowdy pulls up, gets the ball to Nelson. Nelson, Dowdy open, his jumper, good! Brian Dowdy with the basket to make it 39-36.
He was within about 3 inches of having the three-pointer there. He stepped forward to gain his balance and square up and stepped on the line, but a beautiful shot.
Hansen tries to counter. His shot smothered. And Nelson brings it up for the Tornadoes with 25 seconds left in the quarter. Dowdy, and Dowdy on the drive. Again, he came back door, got the pass from Nelson. As he made a strong move to the basket, he's fouled on the play. Effinger picks up the foul, his 4th personal, and he will go to the bench.
Dowdy really taking charge now, and that's the kind of leadership they needed. He was a little bit silent the first half. Has really started to take control on both ends. The thing I like about Brian Dowdy, 3-year starter, all-conference player as a sophomore, coming down to the defensive end, and he's on his backside all the time, taking charges, willing to give up his body. You don't see a lot of marquee-type players doing that for their teams, and that's
sure
really
don't.
impressive.
Dowdy's free throw no good. It's ready to shoot the second.
Fell away as he shot it, thinking it was nothing but net. got to stay in there and use good solid stroke from the toes to the shoulders.
Second free throw better. This one goes. That makes it 40-36.
Dowdy going to get a little breather here for an extra 22 seconds before the end of the third for that big push in the fourth.
Bozer comes in. Mark Bozer seeing his second stint in the basketball game. 16-15, the time running down here in the quarter. Ness deals it off to Reinertsen, to Hansen. 7 seconds. Hansen double teamed. Out on top. Pump fake. The shot goes. No. The shot, it would have counted had it gone, but the shot no good. That's the end of the third quarter with a score Anoka 40, Duluth Central 36. Back with the fourth quarter to play in 60 seconds. As we open play here in the fourth quarter, the Tornadoes on the alternate possession rule bring it in. Dan Novotny hits the basket as Dowdy brought it into the paint. Central works it inside into the hands of Berntsen, and as he tries to go strong to the basket, he's fouled on the play and will go to the free throw line. Novotny picks up his third personal.
Nice job there.
Novotny, the 6'5" forward.
Great job by Berntsen posting up on the block and getting position on Adler. Adler being big enough still to block it from behind. I don't even know if Novotny had to come in there and give his help. Ended up with the foul, but Adler again with a block shot. That 6'7" is such a presence and long arms to go with that 6'7".
Berntsen makes the first. Second free throw rolls around, won't go. Loose ball comes down to Novotny. This is Beckman with it as Anoka has their original starting lineup back in. Tampa, Beckman, Adler, Dowdy, and Novotny.
There you see that weak side help that the Trojans weren't giving in the first half. That they're, for some reason, at the medium post, they're still going up top and defending on the top side, giving that open baseline to Adler. That time Bernstein came across and made a good defensive play to tip the ball away.
Hansen sets the offense. Looks to Reinertsen. It's the ball back to Berntsen. Turnaround jumper, no.
That's a tough shot.
Yeah,
pivot around once, look. The last thing you want to do in that case is shoot. You got to get rid of the ball, regain your balance, and then go for the attempt a little later.
Tornadoes, Beckman brings it up. It's underneath the defender to get it into Adler, and Adler uses the body as he muscles his way to the basket and hits the shot. 44-37, the Tornadoes by 7. With that, Central wants to talk it over. With that break, we'll be back with more basketball action from Anoka in 60 seconds.
Join the celebration going on at Art Goebel Ford, Coon Rapids. 92 is the 38th year Art Goebel Ford is bringing you quality Ford products and service. Taurus for 92, completely restyled. Crown Victoria, flagship of the Ford line, also totally new. The Tough F-Series pickups with a touch of class and added muscle. For a limited time, get APR financing as low as 4.8% or cash back up to $1,000 on selected models. Buy your new Ford from the leader, Art Goebel Ford, Coon Rapids.
Whatever your sport, For 10 years, Copeland Physical Therapy has been providing high school sports medicine for all high school athletes. Copeland's program consists of athletic trainer coverage, sports medicine physician referral, and physical therapy care. Call today for a free physical therapy evaluation, 421-4018, and you will receive the same professional care as the North Stars and the Twins. Call today, 421-4018.
As we begin play here in the fourth quarter, Hansen gets the ball off to Burnson. They work it underneath, and Burnson hits the bucket.
Nice shot by Bernston. You see there again, Matt Adler altered the shot. Bernston's going to make about 1 out of 10 of those, but he made the one that counted.
Pressure defense. Dowdy cocked his arm to throw what looked like a baseball pass in the front court. And we get a 10-second call against Anoka.
Anoka a little surprised there by the intensity of that pressure. It's been a passive man-to-man pressure. Now they go with a little half-court trap, or full-court trap, and it ended up causing the 10-second call. Great change-up by Coach Swak there.
Hansen spins, loses the ball. Tornadoes come back 2-on-2. Dealt off to Hatampa, and Hatampa goes in for the layup.
Great unselfish play there by Troy Beckman. Really with a burst of speed, had the uncontested layup himself, dished it off to the man who had a step on him, and that's what Anoka needs to do to win, and they showed unselfish play constantly by giving up the ball inside.
Tampa extends the Anoka lead to 7. Hansen almost got whistled for traveling. They work it back out on side to Reinertson. His shot won't go, and the Tornadoes hit the board.
Still a nice stroke there by Reinertson. I think going to the second three-pointer he's missed after making 3 of them.
Beckman thought he knew somebody was going to be there, and lo and behold, nobody home as the ball was out of bounds over the end line.
Looking for a backdoor cutter there, and nobody showed.
7-point Anoka lead, 5:15. The time remaining here in the fourth quarter. Ball out of bounds, last touched, I thought, by Dowdy, but the official and I disagree, and it'll be out of bounds to Anoka.
That's okay. His word counts, yours doesn't. But
That's
it looked like a battle there. It could have gone either way. I'll side with you. I thought it was off. Novotny or
trying to deal the ball off was Adler, and the ball, I think the official just evened things up.
That was a wild guess there. I don't think anybody saw it. They made a guess, and yeah, like you say, maybe they heard you up here thinking it's making that bad call.
Yeah, we're even now. Bounce pass inside
Nice
into
look.
the lane. Olsen had it knocked away. Beckman was going to take it down quickly, and then he'll play that half-court offense. Troy Beckman, front court. Gets it to Dowdy. Dowdy looks for somebody. Nobody there. Novotny, Hatampa. Into the lane. And a nice basket put up and in by Novotny.
Nice. Anoka running the flex now and doing it very well. Patience, no hurry, up by 7 points at that time. Willing to pick, and get the layup when it comes.
Well, with that, Coach Mike Zwak said we better talk things over as the Tornadoes have extended their lead now to 48-39, and this game appears to be getting out of hand for Central. They've got to come back, Steve, and hit a couple of quick buckets.
We said in the first half that when you are outsized to the extent that Duluth Central is, you better make those perimeter shots fall, and they've really gone cold here in the fourth. They came out early in the third, and Reinertson hit 2 beautiful jump shots, and Bernstein made a nice power move to the basket. Since then, they've been ice cold, and Anoka has stepped up the intensity on both ends of the court. They're setting very fierce picks down on the offensive end. Defensively, they're just playing very physical body. Everybody's going up. They're tipping balls. We're going to block your shot, intimidation-type basketball. And right now, the Trojans just don't know quite what to do with it.
Hansen has provided them a lot of offense in the first half, and for all practical purposes, the Tornadoes have slowed him down here in the second.
In fact, I don't remember him shooting other than the time their last trip. He dribbled all the way from one end to the other, shot the 18-foot jumper without ever passing the ball. I don't think that's the kind of offense they're looking for, but he's been silent except for 3 free throws.
Reinertson gets it into Hansen. Hansen back to Reinertson in the corner. Skip pass on top. They work it over. Get it to Ness. To the top of the lane, jumper fired up, good. Burnson with the basket. Little net problems, the official clears that up.
Anoka a little shot block happy now. That's twice you've seen a head fake and two guys fly right by the easy 12-foot jumper. That's what I'm...
Ball inbounded to Novotny. Novotny tried to deal the ball off to Hatampa, but Hatampa was down court. The pass was behind him. It'll be out of bounds to the Trojans.
I think the Trojans could continue to head fake. And of course, preseason or non-conference games are always good lesson learning, and this will be a good situation where Coach Tank tomorrow will say, hey guys, we're big enough to block shots. Let's not leave our feet every head fake. They've got to play a little more composed here. They're definitely the dominant team.
Hansen finds the open man from three, short. Rebound comes out deep. Now into the lane, shot blocked, knocked around. Loose ball picked up by Central. And a shot fired up, and we're going to have a foul called on Anoka.
Adler with another great block on the first inside move. Kind of a three-ring circus on the baseline there. Finally, we see
Anoka fans, I think, looking for a baseline violation against Central,
or a possible
but not coming.
Call. Reinertsen very tough there, hanging in with that, and he took it up. That's Adler's, amazingly, after 6 block shots, his first foul. So he's timing his blocks very well.
6'3" junior goes to the charity stripe, makes the first, makes it 48-42. The game clock shows 3:34 left here in the fourth quarter. Second free throw also good. So a 5-point Anoka lead. Central applying pressure. Novotny gets the pass, deals it off to Dowdy. He's double teamed and pushed out of bounds. I don't know if we're going to have a foul called on the play or not. Are they going to call it force out? Yeah. Reinertsen picks up the personal, his second, 5th team foul on Central here in the second half. Anoka was 6.
I think this is the one area that Anoka's coaches are concerned about, is pressure defense without a real true ball handler. This is what hurt him against Woodbury, was the pressure defense, and you're seeing a little bit of lack of ball handling skills here now with pressure by the Trojans.
Tampa finds Dowdy open. Dowdy comes up with a big basket.
When he gets his offense was silent. He comes off that pick and gets those shoulders squared. He can shoot with any guard in the conference. He's got great touch.
And Effinger comes right back and scores. Effinger with his basket. Ball inbounded to Tampa. He goes down, the ball's loose, and Central up with it. Anoka almost got called on a 10-second count. Hansen waited for Tampa to commit. Then he went up, made the contact, but Tampa, who was in the air, going to get called for the foul.
If a player leaves his feet to block a shot, the offensive player has that right to pursue the basket. And if he ends up landing on top of him, that is the defensive player's foul. That was a smart move there by Hansen.
3rd foul on the Tornadoes. Beckman. The score 50-45 Anoka with 2:37 left here in the fourth quarter. We'll be back with more basketball action in 60 seconds.
The Johnsons had an open house tonight, but the guests weren't invited. Luckily, the Johnsons had the Gold Star homeowners policy from American Family Insurance. American Family will repair or replace their house. Great protection on their contents, too. Gold Star homeowners insurance, the best protection you have against uninvited guests.
American Family Insurance.
The Anoka office of Edina Realty has been hard at work living up to its reputation as the #1 home seller in Minnesota. And if numbers talk, listen to theirs. In the first 6 months of this year, Edina Realty was involved in 46% of all home sales in the Anoka area. That's more than twice as many as their nearest competitor. You don't earn numbers like that without providing the best possible service available. Give them a call and find out what great customer service is all about.
Todd Hansen goes to the free throw line to shoot 2 as play resumes. after the Anoka timeout.
One thing scary here for Anoka with a team that can shoot the ball. Oh, it was a bonus, a 1-and-1. An interesting call. I thought he was going for the shot there. I thought that was a 2-shot foul.
Anoka had committed a 7th team foul, so that with the new high school rule from 5 to 7 put Central into the bonus. Tampa has it knocked away.
Some real overplay, aggressive play here now by the Trojans, forcing the ball to the perimeter as much as possible. You make yourself susceptible to backdoor cuts in this case.
Dowdy deals it off, gets a return, shots fired. Good! Brian Dowdy with a second big basket. 52-45 as we approach 2 minutes. Reinertson, Burnson. Burnson looks inside. Pass across court to Effinger.
You hear Coach walk across yelling, move, 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 and that's one thing that Duluth Central's not doing. They're standing, waiting for the perimeter shot. Anoka doing a great job of denying the passing lanes.
Hanson's pass intended for Effinger. That won't go as Central turns it over. Back door. And who's open but Brian Dowdy again.
Another great look by Troy Beckman. Beckman has got to be up near double figures in assists. He really has impressed me with his vision.
Three-pointer short. And trying to come up with a rebound was Beckman, and he goes out of bounds over the end line. The ball will be out of bounds to Central.
That backdoor cut there by Dowdy may have sealed it, even though there are some good three-point shooters here for Duluth Central. They just aren't moving well enough to get the ball, and Anoka's really extending their defense nicely.
Burnson head and shoulder
Here
fake.
again, you see standing, and they're all on the dribble looking for a one-on-one move. Nobody moving.
Reinertson to Effinger to Ness. His shot blocked.
Another block by Adler. That's got to be 7 or 8 of them.
Adler's played a game. Ball dealt off to Novotny. Anoka comes down 3-on-1, and a nice pass to Novotny, who goes in for the uncontested layup.
And a nice move there by Novotny to not travel. He had the wrong foot forward as he caught that pass and made that jump out off 1 foot with no dribble. Really a nice shot.
We're going to have to start seeing some fouls, Steve, by Central. They've got to kill the clock. Hope that Anoka will miss at the free throw line.
I think right
because
now
we've only got 36 seconds left.
It maybe even Coach Locke says it's a little bit too little too late with 11 points down. A token foul. Anoka's still not in the bonus. Anoka likes this type of situation. They don't have to go to the line.
Ball will be inbound by Dowdy on Hanson's foul. 16 foul on East, so it'll be a pass in by Anoka. Beckman deals it off to the right side. Double teamed.
Hanson trying to foul. They won't call it.
Beckman to Novotny. Novotny tried to get rid of it. As soon as he got his hands on the basketball, we get a whistle and a foul away from the ball. No, it'll be Novotny who was fouled. So I think Effinger picks up the personal foul, his 5th, and that'll be it for Effinger.
I've really been impressed with Anoka here in the 4th quarter. Slumbering a little bit in the first half, coming out with real fine defense. They impressed me with their quickness of their big men, and they came down and really the flex offense really established itself, almost scoring at will here in the 4th quarter.
Mel Olson backed into the game on the 5th foul on Effinger. First free throw by Novotny is good. He shoots the second. Hits the heel, comes out. Loose ball into the hands of Ness. On the drive is Reinertson. He hits the bucket. With that, Anoka wants timeout. No, Central takes timeout. With our score, Anoka 57, Central 47, with 16 seconds left in the basketball game, Steve. Very little that can be done.
Kind of a surprising timeout there.
Yeah.
There's 50 seconds left. Earlier, they're down by 9. He doesn't take the timeout. Now they're down by 10 with 18 seconds left. You're looking at 4 possessions, 3 3-pointers, and another shot. But always coaching. I don't want to second-guess coaching in this situation. Maybe this is a situation that'll present itself against the Duluth East or against Superior, something that they'll need to work on later, where they need a timeout in the last 18 seconds to set something up.
The Anoka fans begin to stream to the exits.
That capacity crowd leaving. A nice crowd for a non-conference game.
Yeah, and besides also being part of the Christmas break. I didn't think we had a lot of people here,
I'm really impressed with how many
good
students
crowd.
are here. That's really nice to see. That's a good support for an excellent basketball program.
Beckman on the throw-in. Gets it to Adler, and he's clobbered as he gets the inbounds pass. Only 1 second runs off the clock. Picking up the personal foul was number 40, Eric Reinertsen. We'll go down to the other end, and Adler will shoot 1 and 1. Some of the Anoka fans thought it was an intentional foul, and I guess it would be tough to interpret it that way.
Tough to interpret that is right. It's only an intentional foul if you grab somebody around the waist or go from behind with no attempt to make a play on the ball. Everybody was going for the ball. There's no question he's going to foul, but they're at least making a play to the basketball, so that is not an intentional foul.
Adler makes the first. Here's the bonus. Good, he hits them both. 59-47.
Much improved in the second half here on the free throw line for Anoka.
Tornadoes tried to save it as Tampa got a hand on it as the ball went out of bounds, but it'll be out of bounds to the Trojans. Bernston will look for an open man. Lob out to Reinertsen, tipped away, and up with it is Dowdy. Dowdy comes in the front court, puts on the brakes, and lets the shot go with 2 seconds left, and he's fouled on the play. Will go to the free throw line. I don't think you see Brian Dowdy take that shot too many times during the regular season, but with 2 seconds left, why not?
I think a little, let's finish this thing off on a big note here. A little off-balance three-pointer. He had a player streaming down the right side. I thought he was just going to pull it out and let the clock expire, but he wants those 2 more free throws.
Dowdy hits the first.
Hansen gives him a little piece of his body down on the block out.
He ran down court to join his 4 teammates who were down court, and they sent him right back to the free throw line for the second one. Here's his second free throw. It's good. Hit them both. 60-47. And the inbounds pass is thrown off the glass by Duluth Central, and that's the end of the basketball game with our final score, Anoka 61, Duluth East 47. Steve will be back with an individual scoring summary for tonight's game right after this 2-minute timeout.
ABC newspapers, because a lot is happening in Anoka County. Watch your Anoka County shopper for a special new subscription offer or call 421-4444.
Central TV and Appliance and RCA have combined to offer you savings on RCA camcorders and big screen TVs. Record those special moments, weddings, birthdays, and holidays on your RCA camcorder. Enjoy your favorite sports, football, basketball, or baseball, even more on a large selection of big screen TVs. Financing is available at Central TV and Appliance, 2 blocks west of Mercy Hospital in Coon Rapids.
To compete, you've got to be strong. To win, you've got to be smart.
Back at the field house at Anoka, here's Steve Lukens with an individual scoring summary for the two teams. Steve?
Another impressive win for Anoka as they continue to dominate teams at home. I don't think they've lost in 2 years. A 61-47 victory. Tallying up for Duluth Central, Don Ness ended up with 4 points, 2 in each half. Todd Hansen, the very strong 6'3" junior, had 10 and really held in check the second half by Anoka. Eric Reinertsen, possibly the best pure shooter I've seen this year, finished with 20. Isaac Effinger, 2 points before fouling out. Dave Bernston finished with 10, and Mel Olson, the 6'3" senior center, with 2. For Anoka, a very impressive second half. Troy Beckman seemed to be the assist man, had a hand in many baskets, finished with 6 points. Aaron Hatampa, the 6'3" senior forward, had 9. Brian Dowdy, a very impressive second half, finished with 17. Matt Adler, 11 to go with a host of blocks, and Dan Novotny finished with a very strong 15. Real impressive output here by the Anoka Tornadoes. I was impressed with their fourth quarter play.
Balanced scoring, and as you say, they really turned things around in the second half, but more importantly in the fourth and final quarter, as really Duluth Central seemed to have their number for the first 16 minutes, but they made the necessary adjustments and came out and disposed of the Trojans here in the second half.
Real excellent basketball game at points. It got a little sloppy in situations, but I'm impressed. Duluth Central had some cold shooting there in the third quarter, which really started to take them out of the game, but I can see how they can average upwards of 80 points a game up in their conference, because they do have some real nice shooters, and their 2 best shooters, both juniors, in Reinertsen and Hansen. They'll be a force up on the North Shore next year.
You bet, in that Lake Superior Conference. Well, as we're about to go on screen here, high up in the rafters here at the field house at Anoka, let's remind you that the Tornadoes are now 6-1 on the season. The Trojans of Duluth Central fall to 5-2 on the year. The teams return to conference play. Anoka opens up the Twin Cities Suburban next week, and the Trojans return to play in the Lake Superior Conference. And we hope that everyone has enjoyed our telecast of tonight's game. And Steve, any New Year's wishes out there? Or did you make any New Year's resolutions?
I don't usually make resolutions. But this year, prepare better. Got to prepare for that football season. Got out of basketball this year. Give myself an extra 4 months to prepare for football. Get out and battle the Dave Nelsons of the world and so on.
Dwayne
Johnson and
the Mike Grants.
Get back in the Twin Cities Suburban hunt, which we feel we could be. And then with the impending wedding, I suppose I ought to lose a little weight, start to shave, and maybe save a little bit of money. I think Gene would probably be pleased with that.
For a guy that had no New Year's resolutions, you just clicked off 6.
Just a lot of promises, no resolutions.
Talk to this guy next week. He'll have forgotten everything he told you tonight. For our QCTV crew, for Steve Lukens, Bruce Frank saying once again our final score. The Tornadoes 61, the Trojans 47. Good night from Anoka.
Games turn deadly when a real enemy attacks.